high quality connections. This project was to explore high quality connections and respectful engagement. The way I experimented with HQC was to study what makes conversations and connections enjoyable and then put those ideas into conversations that I felt less comfortable in. For the planning phase, I conversed with my friends and tried to rationalize why it was so easy to talk to them. We always have long, interesting conversations, even when the subject of conversation might not be my strong suit, might be foreign to myself or others even. It was easy to bounce back and forth in conversations, and they always felt like they flowed naturally and there was no dead air. So after really looking into what made these conversations enjoyable, I found the most important parts were number one, keeping an interest in the topic of conversation, and number two, asking thought-provoking questions. These two things together kept conversations flowing naturally and didn't make it ever feel awkward. I took this information that I had learned through the conversations between my friends and I tried to apply them to others that I wasn't so comfortable talking to. One example was a random person that I had met while shopping at Petco. We were both in the aquarium section shopping for supplies, and I tried to hold a conversation with them about that aquarium hobby. It was extremely easy to hold a flowing conversation with that person, even though we'd never met before, and I felt a little nervous because of that use of HQC. I had asked them thought-provoking questions, and I had a good interest in what they were talking about, and in the end I think they very much enjoyed talking to me about their hobby, and I even learned a couple of new things about keeping fish. During this conversation, I didn't feel the need to force them to talk. There wasn't any dead air. The conversation was completely natural, and we had no problems talking for like 15 minutes. My previous thoughts before this experiment on talking with strangers was that, they would be annoyed and I would think that they were pestering them and they would try to get out of the conversation. But this turned out to be entirely not true. As long as you show that general interest in talking to a person and you keep that conversation flowing with meaningful discussion, people will be completely willing to go on and on without feeling weirded out or feeling nervous. This leads me to believe being on the receiving end of HQC is almost the same as being the leader. As long as you stay interested in the person who is talking to and respond to their questions appropriately, you'll have no problems talking with anyone, whether it be a stranger, close friend, or even someone like an intimidating boss. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you learned something new.